It's cold. It's very cold, and it's only early November for Walt Disney World Resort as well as the other theme parks in Central Florida. Iguanas falling off the trees and plants perhaps giving up the ghost and dying due to the freeze. Today we'll tell you what the wind chill is in sunny Florida, where suddenly it's only the Canadians left in the pools. Hello folks, and welcome back. It is a pleasant day. It doesn't matter how chilly it might be outside. And let me tell you, it's plenty chilly at the time of this recording in the Sunshine State. All over the eastern United States, it is a polar vortex, they call it. Jonas, you've been called a vortex before, a vortex of excellence.
That's right. Multiple vortexes. Vortices.
Vortices, yes, of course. Of course, everyone knows that.
But only on Friday the 13th. Want to go to this story, though, out of that Park Place. Disney World and Universal Studios brace for intense cold in early November with wind chills below freezing. As a Florida native, although I haven't been called a Florida man in some time, below freezing doesn't happen very often down there. Yeah.
No, and when it does, when it tickles the 32, it usually does it late January, early February. So this is quite early. And the problem is now Disney does have, and I'm sure Universal has added this for Epic and those other places, they do have some ways to protect the plants. But I'll guarantee you, Jonas, they were not expecting to have to do this so soon, so early. They're closing Typhoon Lagoon, and we'll get into this. We'll get into the details. Of course, Typhoon Lagoon is closed. Only the Canadians and the Brits would get in right now. But you know, when you go back to Typhoon Lagoon, or you go back to some of these places that use the tropical plants, I do worry that today some of these plants are going to get wiped out. A 25-degree wind chill is very nippy, very, very nippy. And some of the plants they use at Disney World are not made to survive that. Jonas, let's get into it.
Right. A strong cold front sweeping through Central Florida is setting up what may be one of the coldest wind chill episodes in recent memory for the Orlando area. According to the forecast for Walt Disney World Resort, Tuesday morning, November 11th.
Today.
We'll see actual temps in the upper 30s Fahrenheit, by the way, for those of you in the international areas. But the brisk winds, the feels like wind chill number will dip into the 20s. Yikes. That's a different kind of roaring 20s for you. On Monday, November 10th, the high forecast 64 degrees Fahrenheit will drop to 38. National Weather Service has issued a cold weather advisory for the region, pointing to the possibility of wind chills near 25 degrees overnight into Tuesday morning.
And thus, here we are, folks. So if you're down in Florida, in the comments, let us know, how cold is it where you are? I mean, some of you are in northern Florida. It's going to be significantly colder because this vortex right now is just kind of, the edge is just hovering around Orlando. Jonas, let's go down and find out, how is Disney prepared for this? Because these are temperatures that can do damage, and Universal, same thing.
Right. So if you are, by the way, take off your snow gloves here and type a comment to us if you are one of those people who is out there freezing. They're closing in Typhoon Lagoon. And right here, in light of the cold conditions, Disney has announced that Typhoon Lagoon will close Tuesday, November 11th. Tuesday hours completely removed from the site. This closure is notable because water parks in Florida are rarely shut down for cold alone. Heat and storms are far more common disruptors. But when wind chills drop to the 20s and the ambient temperature hovers near freezing, water park operations become untenable, both from a comfort and a safety standpoint. Here's my idea, though. You sell alcohol at these parks. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not alcohol at all.
And I'll tell you, Jonas, what they usually do is, in January and February, there are days when the water parks close, but often they'll run them for 5 hours or something, or the parks will already be closed for maintenance. There is some overlap sometimes. So this is very early. November for Florida, for Orlando, often you've still got temperatures that are pretty darn comfortable, especially for those of you out there who are traveling to Florida from colder places. And you get down there, and whereas Floridians are shivered up and wearing a coat, you get down there and you say, man, oh man, the tropics are here again, baby. It's vacation time. You pull those wooden buttons loose on your Hawaiian shirts, and you just run out there in your swimming trunks and your cabinis and whatever else you got, and you just jump in the water. And meanwhile, the Floridians can't understand how you're doing it. But I don't think anybody, not even the Canadians, not even you Nova Scotia types, are diving in the water after the cold temps we had last night. Jonas, down in the article, it goes into exactly what the theme parks have to do to protect. And right there, some of those blankets that they have to put over the flowers, because when it gets down this low, guess what? It can be devastating to all of the flowers and the fauna. Places like Animal Kingdom, too, are really difficult when it gets this cold because it's really not supposed to very often and not sustained like it has been for the past many hours now.
Right. Well, what do you do when you have animals that are supposed to exist in the African savanna and you all of a sudden have them in freezing cold temperatures? So here's the list: preemptive monitoring, ground crews follow winter weather forecasts, and just they identify things that might need to go inside, covers and blankets, irrigation control, wind protection, pruning and removal of vulnerable species. Some marginal plants may be temporarily removed or pruned back if they're likely to suffer, and create a cleanup.
Yep. You'll see this, by the way, Jonas, the banana plants. There's banana trees down there and all over the parks, and they'll actually cut the leaves way back if it's going to do a freeze. I don't know if the wind chill counts on this, but they'll cut those way back because what will happen is those banana leaves, I sound like Culture Casino right now. Those banana leaves will get kind of squishy and soupy and yuck, and they don't really recover after a freeze. So they cut those off, and some of the other plants too.
Yeah, and there is a lot of this park that has unusual flora and fauna in it that wouldn't be found in other locations. It makes me wonder, how is Busch Gardens Tampa Bay going to be faring in all of this? We're, of course, assuming that Adventure Island would also be closing for a cold snap, even though it's not technically Central Florida. That is Western Florida, the real Florida.
And Jonas, I just want to reassure people out there. I've seen this on my Twitter feed. I've seen it everywhere. Some of you are really worried about Epic Universe because the plants are new, and you're worried that those piranha plants were not made for this and they might not survive. I just want to assure you right now, Jonas and I believe the piranha plants will make it through this wintry episode. The piranha plants will live.
They'll just eat a fire flower, bro. Don't be silly.
All right. Well, there's one more part of this, Jonas, that's very interesting. That is, especially when we're talking about international guests from places like England, they often come to Florida with an expectation that it's going to be tropical. And a lot of the year it is. I mean, August is unbelievably miserable. It's almost uninhabitable. It was until they invented air conditioning. But then if they arrive and this is what they're facing, it's time to bundle up and buy up stuff. Disney does a very good job of unboxing the very seldom used winter wear and getting it into the Emporium and other places. But international guests are going to spend some money because they showed up in the flippity flops and the shorty shorts, and they don't need that no more. They need to put on a coat, and they need some thick pants, maybe even sweatpants under the thick pants. They need to be warm. Get the hand warmers ready. So they're going to be spending a lot of money. And some of you don't even know this. Yes, if you're at a Disney park when it gets really, really cold, it happens. Yes, the cast members do have special outfits and uniforms that they put on for the cold weather, and they will begin selling hot chocolate. Even in Orlando, they've got the stuff. They're ready to go. So get your hot cocoa if you're down there today and suffering through this cold weather.
Right. And if you're a British family with a lot of male members in your family, and it's been a while since you got on the treadmill, just know that you're saving not only yourself, but everyone else from the unpleasant experience of wearing a British swimsuit in the Florida weather.
And until the next time you can wear one of those British swimsuits, shiver the calories away. Really, really. No, not that. No, folks, stay warm. We kid. You can sweat. You can sweat under that snowboarding jacket you got. You can sweat under that. Jonas, any tips? Any additional tips from a native-born Floridian when it comes to surviving the harsh winters?
I couldn't really describe the winters as very harsh. Usually there's about 4 days of winter. I remember you gotta stay out of the breezeways and just enjoy your coat and cuddle up next to someone you love or loves you. But it's almost always in February, which matches up with Valentine's Day. This is very unusual for Florida to get this kind of weather in November. I had a wonderful, wonderful time at a slightly cold Mickey's. What is the name of the holiday event there? You talking about the Christmas one or the Halloween one? The Christmas one. I almost said Mickey's Not So Scary. It was Very Merry. Very Merry, yeah. I got sent on a date, a not date with someone who would end up being my wife at one of those. So hey, who knows? Something wonderful might blossom in the snow.
That's right, folks.
Fake snow.
If you've been waiting on the right moment, this is when the Eskimo kiss should begin. All right, folks, that's it for us. We've had some fun with it, but if you're out there in Florida right now enjoying the theme parks, bundle up, be safe, and you'll get through this. We promise, and it'll be great memories. All right, folks, until the next time, drop a like, share, subscribe, comment below, and you know what? Come back to that park place, because we got all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.